Hey guys, thank you so much for joining our workshop today. I'm so happy to have you here. Today we are going to talk about a topic that is very dear to my heart, opioid misuse. I have seen this disease plague America, our tribe, and my own family. The purpose of this video is to help you understand the magnitude of this issue and to help you realize that the prevention strategies are not as hard as you might think. They're actually quite simple. Today, we're first going to hit the heavy side of this topic. I do this so that you can understand just how serious the opioid epidemic is, not only in America, but within our tribal communities. Then we're going to talk about different prevention strategies, because prevention is really simple. So first, I wanted to point out that opioids are chemically similar to heroin. This means that they give you a similar high and are just as addictive. However, the terrifying part is that opioids are more accessible to the general public. Therefore, they're more widely misused. Every single day, America loses 174 American people to drug overdose. So 174 people. That's a little more than my graduating class in high school. If you were to apply this to only the people you know, in 10 days, 1,740 people you know would have died to opioid overdose. I don't even know if I know that many people. So I think that it's important to recognize just how crazy and how serious this is. Now think about it. Of those 174 people, every single day who die to drug overdose, 130 of those people die specifically from opioid overdose. That's more than 3/4. This means that every 11 minutes, someone dies of opioid overdose. That means that just on your lunch hour, 7 people have died from opioid overdose. Now here's the last statistic that I wanted to bring up. This is the scariest one for me. 15% of our youth on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation have a lifetime misuse of opioids. A lifetime misuse. Now, I don't know about you, but hearing all of these things really puts a damper in my day, and I feel so overcome with despair. So we ask ourselves, what can be done? Just putting on our seatbelt to prevent motor vehicle injuries isn't as intense as getting in a car accident. Although the practices I'm going to teach you today work to put an end to a deadly disease, you might be surprised at how simple they are. Just as simple as putting on your seatbelt. So drug use is a social behavior. You know what this tells me? It tells me that as we focus on strengthening our youth's support groups, we can prevent opioid misuse. Now, where does this all start? The support groups start within your home. They start within the 4 walls of your home, and they can start today. You know, Abraham Lincoln once said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." So let's do all that is in our power to ensure that our house is not divided, but instead united. Here are some simple things you can do to start building a stronger support group at home for your children. First, have regular check-ins with your children. Check in with them often. Ask them questions and inquire about their day. You can ask things like, who did you talk to at school today? What kind of homework do you have? Is there anything that I can help you with? As you do these things, make sure that you listen to their answer intently. Even if you don't have an answer to the things that they're struggling with, or even if they don't open up as much as you would like them to. It's really important and really relationship building when you can show your youth and your children that you care about them, even if it's just a listening ear. The second thing that you can do is encourage after-school extracurricular activity involvement. There's so much to learn from these different activities. They don't have to be just sports, things like tennis and basketball and volleyball. They can be other things like theater or even a chess club or a robotics club. There's so much to learn from these different activities, like I said, and different things that you can learn are how to be a team player, you can learn self-discipline, accountability, and so much more. So encourage your child to get involved. Another thing about getting involved is that it will help them to build not only confidence within themselves and the ability and the belief that they have the ability to accomplish things, and we call that self-efficacy, but it will also help them to build other support groups outside of the home through peer interaction. This is vital to their development. They can learn from other respected authority figures, such as coaches, to help them in their shaping and in their growing. And lastly, talk more openly about culture and spirituality. Be raw and honest about their history, but help them to understand that regardless of the past, they are in charge of their future, and their foundation and their foundation that their culture brings to them will help them throughout their entire lives. This is so vital and so important. So as we consistently do these simple things, we will help to prevent the misuse of opioids, and together we and our children can rise. Thank you so much. I'm excited to hear what you decide to do. I would encourage you to pick just one thing that we talked about, one of these prevention strategies, and practice it in your home. And when we meet together again, I can't wait to hear how this affected your household.